Oh, hey, welcome to my desk. My name is Keon, and today I'm going to be drawing winter movies that I think you should watch. Okay, so the first movie that I'm going to draw today is called The Holdovers. This one didn't come out too long ago. It was, I think, 2023 when it came out. And I think it won an Oscar for something the year it came out, but I can't remember what it was for. But anyways, I think that's how I heard about it, and I've been wanting to watch it, but I wanted to watch it at the right time, so I waited until Christmas time. And as soon as I started watching it, I knew I was gonna like it, just because the title cards were really well designed. They chose to recreate all the logos of the production companies that made the movie in a 70s style. It was the movie set in the 70s, and I was just hooked right away. And the setting is very wintry, cold. You can actually feel cold just watching it. It's at a boarding school in the wintertime over the Christmas break, and it follows the kids, the students that, for whatever reason, don't go home for the holidays, and the teacher assigned to take care of them, to watch them during that time. And the movie's called The Holdovers because they're the ones that hold over during the break. The two main characters, or the movie's focus, are this young student and Paul Giamatti's character, the teacher. And initially they have a pretty bad relationship, but over the course of the movie they start to understand each other a bit better. The director of this movie also made Sideways, which is also with Paul Giamatti, and a couple of their really famous movies. But so I guess he likes that actor. I do too. I was reading about how they made it, because the visual aesthetic of the film is very 1970s, and I just wondered if they filmed on old cameras or something to achieve that effect. But they actually just shot it digital, but they were able to create that feeling from the camera lens that they used, and also, I guess, post-production filters or editing. But definitely has that cool flickery look to it, and I recommend it. If you like, dialogue-driven, soft, sad movies for winter. So, the next movie I'm going to draw is classic, in my opinion, When Harry Met Sally. And shout out to the late great Rob Reiner, who recently passed away. Was the director of this movie. He's made a lot of iconic movies in American cinema, but this is one of them, and I really like it. It's probably one of my go-to rewatches for the winter. It's got all the cozy vibes. The costume design is on point. The setting of New York is a very important part of the movie. And it has some of the best chemistry between two actors. Well, more than two. But the story is basically a kind of unconventional love story between two people who know each other, like over the course of a long period of time before they get together. And at first they hate each other, then they become friends, and then they fall in love, which I think is a cute little slow burn love story. And if you don't know, there is an iconic scene where Meg Ryan's character has an orgasm at the table of a diner. And a famous line from that scene is a side character at another table says, "I'll have what she's having." So that fake orgasm is probably one of the most famous scenes, and that line is probably one of the most famous lines of all time. The actor that plays the woman that says, "I'll have what she's having," is actually Rob Reiner's mom. She, I guess, just wanted to be in the movie. I don't know, but I thought that was a pretty fun fact about that. So, even though the movie does take place over the course of much time, I do feel like it's firmly a winter movie, in my opinion, because, well, the final scene and also just in general, I feel like it has cozy winter vibes. I think you should definitely watch it if you haven't already this winter. Okay, so the next movie I'm going to draw is a bit of a departure from the vibe. It's a Swedish movie called Let the Right One In. I think this movie came out in the late 2000s, like 2008 or something like that. And they did make a remake a few years later, an American remake with Chloe Grace Moretz. And I think I saw that too, but I definitely preferred this version. It's a lot less Hollywood and has just the right amount of creepy vibes. I remember the first time I saw this movie, I was sitting in the lounge of my best friend's dorm in college, and it was so cold in there. And the setting of this movie is like a suburb of Stockholm, Sweden, and it just looked freezing in the movie. So I felt like my feeling was really represented in that moment. But I definitely recommend bundling up for this because it definitely has such a freezing, frigid vibe. And it is a bit of a horror movie. It's got some supernatural elements to it. So if that's not your thing, then maybe skip it. But it's definitely a good winter watch, I think, if you're into more dark stories. And it has a beautiful relationship, too, between the two characters. One of the interesting details I learned about the production was that the character of Ellie was played by a girl, but because their gender in the film is somewhat ambiguous, the director thought that the actress's voice was a little too high-pitched, and so in post they added a dub of her voice, which I had no idea, and I thought that was interesting. They gave her a deeper voice. I think that's kind of cool. Thought that was a fun fact. But yeah, definitely recommend this movie on a cold winter night if you want a little scare. Alright, well, I hope you like this one, and let me know in the comments what winter movies you recommend. And I'll see you in the next one.